Okay, it's definitely Rob still, and this is the last video, and I'm here to talk about shows for research. Now, I've got to this point in my life a few times in the past where you're using your markets to test new product ideas. Now, I'm probably not going to explain this to you correctly, and I hope I could, but I hope it makes sense to you. So here's what it works out to. If you've done niche research before you even, in other words, you either to verify that what you're making is right, or if you're a brand new crafter and you're thinking, okay, it looks like toothpick toys are not going to sell well, so what should I do? And then they've gone and you followed all of my research training courses, books, and through all sorts of keyword research and Etsy research and TikTok research, it's all of them. You've now got yourself the perfect research or the perfect niche, better still sub-niche. Now, I still recommend that you're going to be selling your product online for, excuse me, 95% of your sales, if not 99%. But initially, when I teach you a new crafter to start a crafting business, I'm going to tell you to make a variety of the 10 or 15 products that you think might sell, because your research, so let's just say your research has told you that wall art sells. By the way, I say it because it's something that I do and I make, and I like to believe it works. I haven't researched it for probably 5 years, sorry, but then I did and it was good. So now if it's going to be wall art, do I make those wall art things with the lattice backings that have got 3D layers that are literally, I've seen them for sale, by the way, at over $1,000, where they are, just call them custom signs, but really wall art. Do I make those, or do I make little wall art, what's it called, A4, so with that letter size signs that I can knock together 10 or 15 of them in a day? And at 10 or 15 of them in a day, with the material cost, the whole cost of at the most $10, I've now got 10 products that I could sell for $20 and make $200 for the day profit. And because they are only $20 and they're all these cute little ducks, geese, but you know, and it doesn't matter if I'm using whatever it is. Can you see? So now, if my point test, sorry, my bad again. I'm telling you that if your researcher told you these, so make some of those $1,000 ones, but don't be scared. Make 3 and make them so that you can adapt them and resell them, you know, to a farmer or a horse ranch or a restaurant in the future. But you make them as a featured one. Incidentally, I had one that big that had a 3D bear in it. Beautiful, literally 17 layers of bear. And that entire market, I made a few $100s, but that bear never sold. People used to come from miles away and say, oh man, I saw your bear from over there, it's stunning, I love it. And then when they say, how much is it? And I say $800, they're like, oh. And you can see them thinking in their heads, I can do that for 800, or what? I'm not paying that, or whatever they, sorry, not to totally knock down everybody. 5 or 6 people over that day said, thank you, I want to do this. Can you turn, instead of a bear, can you do a horse? I'd say, yeah, okay, we've got a horse ranch, and I'll get my wife to call you, and I'll never hear from him again. So the research taught me not to take huge bears anymore. Can you see? But if on that same show, if I'd have taken a 3-layer bear and turned it into a $30 thing, and then made colorful ones and wooden looking ones and high gloss ones and ones with flowers coming out of their ears, I would have found out through the research, through what people look at. So, sorry, this is where I'm getting at. People will pitch up at all of your sample products that you've now built for the very first time, and you watch their faces, and if 80% of them walk straight over to your tiny little laser cut bears, sorry to pick on bears, geese that you've made, Canada goose, over there, the kind that hangs on a string, you pull the string and their wings move, and those are what you're selling. Well, now you know what your product's going to be, because people's eyeballs and feet showed you how to do that. Now, to do that kind of research online is not able, you can do it, obviously you can do it, but it takes weeks compared to a big market where you've taken 100 of everything and you've sold the first 100 of flapping geese in the first hour, and after that you're stuck with bears. Okay, so can you see? Next time you do a market, by the way, put all the bears at a third of the price and have a look at if it was just price that didn't sell them. Can you see? So your research from real people, real eyeballs on a fairly busy market, don't try and do it on a dead, quiet farmer's market Saturday morning. You'll never be able to get feedback. But anyway, doing research for your product and any new products that you release. So incidentally, I'm not saying now only do this little research thing for 3 shows when you first know. No, you've found what people will buy. So book once a month a decent market somewhere, and every single time you go, take a variation of your niche's geese. So next time those flapping Canada geese, things on a string that their wings flap, next time do dragons and ducks and butterflies. I made butterflies, by the way, like that, and they didn't sell, but my geese do. So yeah, and that's exactly my point. That research will tell you very quickly, never make butterflies again. But dragonflies, people seem to love them. Bees, people love, whatever. Trial and error, and you will have a product that after a year of doing this, you will have a product that every time you go to market, you know that you can earn a month's income from, because you know now to take 500 geese, all colors, shapes and sizes, but you're also testing all of your new ladybirds, or for that matter, vehicles that are on the ground now, these little toys. I was at my supermarket 2 days ago, day before Christmas, buying, I don't know what, dog food. And I looked up and saw that somebody had managed to talk the supermarket owner into letting them have a stand with their handmade wooden kids' toys on them. And I loved that. Whether they sell a lot or not, it was in a weird place. I would cry if it were me. Shows for research, people. That's it. I'm out of here. I highly encourage you to stay on any of my systems, which means my email list, or just come back regularly, or find my, wherever you found me, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Pinterest, doesn't matter. Stay in touch with what I'm doing or saying, because I'm going to constantly be shaking the trees on what makes crafters get more sales. If I can find an expert, if you're an expert at something, please contact me, and I will feature you and your products and your ideas, unless of course you're a complete, ditzy like me. Then I'm going to be very kind and say, sorry, I'm just making jokes. Contact me if you're an expert and we can chat. Okay, I'm out of here, and best of luck with all your markets. Thank you. Cheers.